is really more of a conversation than a formal lecture seminar, which you've already had a lot this morning, and you will have later this afternoon. So the idea is for the information sessions that we really want it to be shorter presentations and having a lot of opportunity for discussion and for you to ask questions and answers. So the speaker that we've invited, who's actually a speaker who's coming back to the school and who's a strong supporter of our work, is Sage. And Bruno has actually already been at the summer school in past years. We were remembering not last year, but the year before and the year previous to that. So this is his third time he's here with us. What we've asked Bruno to come and talk to us a little bit is about SAGE. And as I was mentioning, SAGE has a lot of really important resources for research and for methodology. And it's a resource that we find a lot of times that students aren't as familiar with or don't know about. And so we've asked Bruno to come and to talk to us. And so the plan is for Bruno to talk briefly, and then we'll open the floor, and we hope that you guys have questions and answers and talk. The other thing, and I'm going to erase it, so if you guys, whoever wants this, because we're taping, and I don't want it to be on the on the whole time, because afterwards people will be calling Alice for many years. She'll be receiving, I want to go to the USP Summer School. Please help me, Alice. The students have been really wonderful. We love entrepreneurship and also collective action. And so a group of students said, we want to talk with the other students in the method school. Can we create an social media outlet for us to have interactions? So the professors are not on the list, and the WhatsApp, you can say whatever you want about the classes. There's no feijoada. She promised feijoada. I promised them feijoada and the bandejón, and no feijoada today. But the idea is, please send a WhatsApp to Alice, and she will approve you so you can join the group and join the conversation. So with that, thank you very much, Bruno. I'll send out an email with her phone number as well, but just in case, I'm leaving it here.
Thank you, Professor. Hi, guys. Nice to meet you. As Professor Lorena told you guys, I'm from SAGE, and my first question, and not really important to you, but to me, yes. Who here knows SAGE or have used any books from SAGE? Good. Good. More on research methods, I imagine. Any other type of content that you may have been in touch with? Like, have you ever been able to look or end up in this website I'm showing you guys here, the SAGE research methods? No, you don't recall. Obrigado. Good. I ask because it's quite normal to enter this kind of meetings and ask people, and they don't know what the hell am I talking about. So they really don't know SAGE, and sometimes they are not used. There are two collections that are very, very known in the whole world of methods. It's the Little Green and Little Blue books. So the covers, like the names, they respect those colors. So if you see any SAGE book in blue, it's a Little Green, Little Blue books, and in green, the Little Green. Each one talks about a kind of method. So it would be qualitative and quantitative methods. Okay? So this is why SAGE is known around the world in the methodology area. And of course, because of that, SAGE is the #1 publisher in methods. This means that we are very good on it, and we try to create new ways to see content, new ways to use this content in methods. So this is why I'm here today. So I will we'll start talking about methods itself, and instead of me just talking to you guys, I would like you to talk to me. So I will make some questions. I can do them in 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Portuguese. If you guys ask me French, I'm not going to be able to do it. If you guys ask me Nihongo, forget it. And no, I don't speak Deutsch. So But please, if I can do, I would just like to ask you another thing. Who here is not Brazilian? Good. It's a small group then. People from Brazil, you can ask in Portuguese if you forget how to speak your question in English. No problem. I will translate to the other guys and possibly try to respond it in English. But again, I'm Brazilian native, so possibly some of my language is not going to be so good. Okay? Okay, guys? Good. So, yeah. First question I have for you guys, and we can start from here, is why do research? And this is for you guys. I would like you to tell me, why do you do research? Try to find, to respond maybe to some doubts, trying to find interesting points. That's what you said. Any other idea, guys? Come on, I know it's... Trying to understand the impact of social events and social phenomena. Any other thing? It is interesting because I think this happens around the world, not only in Brazil, but let's bring up this situation to a very common. If you guys are walking down the street and you pass by a store, it doesn't matter if it's a Best Buy or if it's a Casas Bahia, it doesn't matter. So you see there is a sale, a big sale around there, and then you feel like, okay, I need a new freezer or a new refrigerator or a new oven, so I see the price looks good to me. Do we buy these at once for impulse, or what is the other option that we normally do? Web, internet, cell phone, you look to the best website, you try to find options. So in some, we do have a curiosity, and we do have a need. And we go back to any place we know that can get those answers and try to find them. So in the end, not all of you knows Casas Bahia, but possibly Casas Bahia is one of the most expensive places you're going to buy. So a sale there means that it's a normal price. So if you go to the web, maybe you find better options and then you try to buy through the web. Maybe you take into consideration the shipping costs and other things. And then if you feel like it's cool and it's okay, you feel safe, what you do, you use that knowledge and make a good purchase. So that's what research is all about. I know I used a simple situation from our life, our day-to-day basis, but this is what happens normally. So why do we go into research? So I would say that in some few words, find things out is one of the things you said. So if you find a work and you want to do a better result or make it better or an update, you go and reaffirm those results. Solve new or existing problems. So you can also support existing theories and create new ones from your minds or ideas. So you want to support, you want to find reasons, you want to find answers, and then you do research. And a project itself, as it says there, may also be an expansion on previous works in the fields. And in order to test validity, procedures and experiments, anything you want to do, you need to find methods. That's why methods are used for. So if I do a work right here and I explain the method I used, it's going to be easy for you in 10 years from now to replicate this work and make it better. Well, that's the reason why we do research, and that's the reason why methods exist. If we do things, we may discover, but if we don't use the right methods and we can't explain the methods we used, it will be difficult for someone to replicate and maybe test the validity of this. So everything is linked into a single place. All right? I like this phrase here, and I found all of these into Sage research methods. So it's going to be good for you to know that this is simple and it's just a copy and paste from the software where I put this here. So main objectives of research are documentation, discovery, and interpretation, or research and development of methods and systems for the advancement of knowledge. All of this comes to a single place, advancement of knowledge. I'm gonna get another question for you guys. Who here has already written a article and actually got it published? Maybe someone? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Who is on the way? Who is actually doing this and doing your research and planning to get the next step and get it published? Is there anyone that's doing this work right now? Good. This is good because through this kind of tool that I'm presenting to you guys today, you can actually learn more methods. You can actually apply better the methods and also go back to your work and review if everything is okay. Okay? So I know possibly most part of you guys already know this, but I would like to ask, does anyone can get me an idea of the research cycle out of your minds? What would be the perfect cycle of your research? Please say it aloud, my friend. I can't hear, really.
I finished one.
You finish it. No one? No one's to take a guess? What's the first thing you do when you're doing your research? You get curious. That's a good way to think about it. But what are you trying to find then? Your question, right? You have a question. So I will open. And this is in Portuguese. I'm sorry I didn't have time to actually go. But first thing there, to people who doesn't speak Portuguese, is writing your investigation question. So if you're going to do a research, first thing you got to have is a question. Then second part of this cycle is choosing the best methods to reply to that question. Good? Then you develop your research by finding content, reading, and trying to respond to that question. And then you do a good analysis of your results. That's the third part around here. Let me see if no, it doesn't appear, but to you appear here. And then you write down your discovery, and that's what you guys are thinking right now who didn't publish yet. So you think about your publication. And that's one thing that is pretty clear to me, but I gotta ask you guys, if you go through all this process, you waste like 6 months, 1 year, doing your research, finding your results, and then you write down this. Why not thinking about publication? Why doing this? It's just to generate and share knowledge. Sharing your knowledge is pretty important. I'm pretty sure that if we go back to my first example and we talk about Casas Bahia, if a friend that is not Brazilian goes to Casas Bahia, he just moved in, some of our international friends around, and he goes and say, I found this store, Casas Bahia, and it looks pretty cheap to me to buy a new refrigerator or a television. Would you say to him, go for it? Or would you share your knowledge and actually say, you should try to find something better on Mercado Livre? Or so it could be a way to think about this. If you share your knowledge, possibly everyone in this room who get in touch with your work through the web could actually benefit from it. So good. So everyone here, the only thing I ask you, if you find a research, doesn't matter if someone tells you it's not really important, to your area must be, to someone must be, and you gotta try to publish it. Okay? Who here also got denied when trying to publish your article? How was dealing with this? Who could share? How did you deal with that? Could be in Portuguese, guys, no problem. And don't feel shy. Anyone sharing that experience? First, we curse. That's what he said. So, yeah, it's a problem. Actually, it's like every time you try to do your work, you do it very nicely, and the experience is simple. I tried myself. I actually didn't publish my article because I started working with sales and I got out of the research and investigation area. And I gave up. But my work was really my background. I'm graduated in international affairs, and then I got back to doing other not so political sciences things, which is strategy in sales and other courses. So I went to another area, but my background, I'm graduated in international relations, and I love it. It's good. Not that I could be a very political person. I prefer to be a salesperson, really. And it actually turns you not to be a bad guy or a Bolsonaro or a Lula or whatever. So you don't get to do this bad side of politics. But I gotta tell you, I got mine rejected at first, and I said, I just wanted to have it in an article. Don't know if it's really useful for anyone else. And I was really younger than I am today. I'm 36 years old, and when I graduated, I was like 25. So in 10 years, things change, and you think about what could have you done better, and if you didn't give up, and maybe you could be doing things better. So if you have an idea, just go for it and do it. Having the denial, it's good because someone is telling you, no, we didn't accept. And then you get a letter about why. What is missing? What is the information? Read it with attention and try to give good importance to it so you can actually go further and get it published. So you guys, from the ones who got denied, were you able to publish in the same journal you were trying to publish, or you moved the journal? What was the outcomes? The article didn't match the guidelines of the paper. Good. This is one thing. So, and it's pretty clear that you had to find, and what was it, blind review? Okay. Did they tell you which journal maybe could be a good idea to go for it, or they just told you not to go to that journal? Okay, so she said that journal that is more related to sociology could be better. That's what she said to the ones who didn't understand Portuguese. I'm pretty sure you guys are learning, right? It's difficult to be here and not speak Portuguese because most part of the Brazilian people don't speak really English, so it's hard. But then again, so you had to go yourself and try to find a better journal. And could you? Were you successful? Good. So you see, at some points, lots of barriers and objectives may come, and you will have to overcome those. It's not hard. It's just patience and trying to work on it, okay? So I'm pretty sure that all of you knows lots of methods, but here I put some examples of research methods. And did you guys know that literature review is a research method? It's strange because normally you say literature review, but this is what I do like every day. So you get your journal, you put it organized for the, in Brazil case, ABNT rules and regulations, and then you organize them. In some other case, you go through Harvard and other types of methodology. But case study, it's very simple. Personal experience is what I did with Casas Bahia myself. So I didn't really buy the television. I went through the internet and got a better one on Submarino website. But that happens. Meta-analysis surveys, those are all examples of methods. So again, if you want your research to be good for everyone, you gotta bring credibility. And this is why we use methods. So if you cite a journal, you need to put it. If you do a new research, God, this water is hard to open. Sorry. Yes. And it allows future extensions and updates to your work. And again, guidelines and procedures from those journals may also get you through this first part to actually be able to identify if your article is up to that journal or not, if it's good. And those are some of the hints that you can actually see by reading. Okay? What exactly Sage Research Methods brings to you guys? And before I go through this, I'm going to let you know that USP will have a trial for the entire month. So if you guys are interested and want to check out the content, it's going to be available for you if you guys are connected to the Wi-Fi here. Okay? From tomorrow on until the end of the month to you guys. If you go back to your countries and you're interested, by the end of my presentation, there will be my email contact. So you can send me an email and I can open a trial for you guys. So you can actually use the content and see if it's good for your work and how you're going to use it. All right? So going through what is there for us and how can we benefit from it, how can we use this on our works, and how is it going to be. So again, Sage Research Methods, it's going to bring together videos. It gets you more than 1,000 full text content for you. It has a methods map, which is a very nice tool that actually puts together all the methods and how they communicate with each other. Reading lists created by professionals that work and use Sage. The project planner. This is a very nice tool because you guys are doing your new projects and maybe you are forgetting of something and you want to add something. It's good for you to go through it and check all the stages of your project and how can you make it richer. Okay? And in the end, which stats test? This is one of my preferred ones because I'm really not very good with stats and data. And many times, it's hard to put qualitative methods into data and how to work with those and how could I see some examples of it. So this test is a bunch of questions with multiple replies that you choose the best one that fits with your work, and it gets you some examples in the database that you could use to finish your stats or to use better your numbers. All right? So just explaining what it is. And now I'm going to go to the home page. It's strange because, I see, it has two screens. That's why. No, it doesn't. Okay. Anyways. Okay, let me go to the page. I don't know why it's not mirroring in my computer here, but I think it got just on that screen. So I'll try to look there. So ignore that I'm not looking at you guys are not here because it's really a blue screen. So I have to use there. Okay, this is the first page you see. And easily here you can do search by your full text. You can use your keywords related to your methodology or the work you have. And so that we can get some examples here. Anyone want to share any keywords from your current work? Anyone? National organized Transnational organized crime. Is that it? Transnational organized crime. Hopefully it's correct because I can't really see it. Okay. As we can see, we dropped some words here. And we are trying to find content with those words. So crime appears a lot, possibly transnational too, in some part here. If we look into it, you can filter it by content type. So of course, you're trying to find actually terms for your work, but you didn't find methods on it. It would be good for you to go and try to find a method you're using in your work. But anyways, you may find things like this here. So if you see the type of content, we found foundations is a type of content. We found books. Little green books, there is 1. Little blue books, there's 0. So you find lots of types of content. So if you want to take a look at the content, I'll try to open it in a new window. There we go. So this is a handbook of criminological research methods. This is very interesting. Possibly there's something here that could be used on your work. And it's very interesting because it brings together... I gotta solve this. This is kind of irritating me. Well, anyways. This one is better. What's written here, guys? Can anyone read? Sorry? Front. Is this? As I can't really read it from here. Okay. So every part of the book is here. So you can check it out by chapter here. So if you go directly to the chapter you want to read with one click. So it brings you the full text. You can download the PDF. You can search within the chapter. Okay? So if you find any content you want and you want to read, you can go through it. You can print, save as PDF. No problem, you can use it. It brings you some suggestions here too. So Sage recommends. It's also gonna... I'm telling you this, guys, because USP, for example, is a client of Capes. And Capes has all Sage journals in one place. So if you want to try to find through the journals or through some of the books, you're possibly going to get access to the full text here because USP gives you content and also Capes. So it would be good for you to check out what is related to that content you found. Okay? Well, this was the full text search. It's very simple. Any one of you could have a full text search to perform here. It's good that you try to use your own content. So it's just an example so you can bring here. The research tools talks about the tools we listed in my presentation. So first of them is the methods map. And I want to show this to you because it's very interesting. Anyone remembers any research method name? Any? We talked about some examples. Just to see if you guys are really awake or the food in the lunch got you. Survey. Good. So the research, the map here, it shows you a correlation between lots of types of methodology that could apply to your work. So she gave me the example of survey. So let's imagine you want to know more about survey. So you can actually go down here and try to find your method. And it brings you the types of methods that you can use. It's really... So you see survey, e-surveys, field survey, lots of types of survey, you know. So it gets you survey design, survey methods. So you can actually, with one click, it will take you to that type of method. And then you can try and navigate through it. So here, first, it brings you an idea of what is survey, okay? So survey research. If you want to see content on survey research, you can click here, and with one click you go to the results of your search as we did in the first part. So you see some results. And then again, if you go and filter by content type, you can get like books, you can get data sets, you can get cases, you can get videos. And this is very interesting, video. Let's imagine you want to take off all the filters and then you want to go through videos only. Let's say here. So there are videos here about the definition of survey research. So again, if you're on a trip, you don't want to read or you may be driving and want to listen to what it's all about, you can actually use your cell phone and put the video on and listen to it. Okay, an example of this video is, let me open this one that talks about the definition of survey. So again, the video format is very, very simple. Very simple. It will bring to you a transcript. So if you're not very familiar with the English language and you want to maybe copy this and put into Google Translate, you can. You just copy and you put. If you want to cite this video, you go into summary, and there are citing options here as a journal, as an article. It's very organized. It's made by researchers to researchers. Okay? And again, if you want to watch the video, you just hit play.
Survey research has changed considerably since Booth's day. He took what has been called an
Try to make it bigger for you guys.
omnivorous approach to survey research. Today, that has evolved into sample survey research. According to Converse, survey research has evolved as follows. It has evolved from being an overview, which needs a comprehensive vision of the whole. It has also evolved from being one of overseeing, that is, examining in detail, scrutinizing close up, and inspecting. Also from a melange of techniques, the more the better, and a multitude of cases, to the survey sample, which is described as scientific, objective, standardized. The gathering of...
So if you notice, as she speaks, we can see the subtitles here, and also it goes showing here where is she talking about. So this is a type of video you can find. It's very easy, and this is one of the tools you may find here. So videos are awesome because it saves you time. And again, if you trust YouTube videos, most part of those are not well cited. Most part of those talked about personal experience and not really what is important for us into a research project. So this is a good way for you to earn some time and actually trust the information. This is all peer-reviewed. Okay, do you know what means being peer-reviewed? Anyone want to guess? Come on, guys. Okay, so it means, if I heard everything, that's what you said. So it means that someone that is specialist in something from that area of field reviews things. Yes. Not only that, when we send our articles on for publishing it, normally we call it, or we like when there is a blind peer review. Why blind? Why peer review? Anyone? Doesn't know, the person that is reviewing your article doesn't know who you are. And why is this important? Could be, but more than that, imagine you're talking about a medication. And then someone, a very known researcher from Pfizer, thinks that this is not interesting for them, for their interests. So this means that there is a kind of, business relation to it, conflict of interest. So that's why blind peer review. So you don't know the name of the company, you don't know the name of the person, you read the article, you review it by being what it is. So blind peer review is really important, but peer review itself means that someone that make this content needs to be reviewed. It doesn't matter if it's a very, very known specialist in the area, like Professora Lorena, or if it is me, or if it is you. It's not an authority. So you are an authority, and then you write down your research. Someone that has this authorization, has authority, also will recognize it. So it means that every content here on Sage Research Methods is recognized. And so differs from YouTube, because I can put a content there. I can curse on YouTube. I can do whatever I want on YouTube. I believe not porn, but other than that, you can do almost everything. And this is what turns it dangerous, because every content that you listen, every time you listen to a person you like, maybe he's telling you, sorry for the word, in British could be bollocks, but in the US, bullshit. So you could have heard some bullshit and you pass it on because that's what it is. Maybe you believe so hard in something that you can pass it on. You don't confirm. I gotta ask you, to the Brazilian guys here, how many times did you receive a chain message on WhatsApp and maybe one or two from those you did believe and you passed it on? How many times? I did. I bet some of you guys pass it on before confirming that information. No? Anyone with courage to say, yeah, I did? Because I did, like a lot of times. Now I always confirm. I get okay, this is a chain. Let me double check if this is true or not. I got one very interesting just yesterday. There is this new discussion about beers in Brazil. So you have the craft beers, and you have Brahma, you have other that we call beer with corn. Anyone here like craft beers? Anyone likes an IPA? Or just wine guys? No. Drinks. Come on, guys. Spirits. Everyone drinks here. Okay, but beers, sometimes they're not so good. And we got used that cheap beer also represents rice and corn in the beer. That's the Brazilian style. Someone sent me a message yesterday, like a chain, saying that INPE, believe me, this is a lie because I double checked. INPE confirmed, and they classified every beer that has rice and corn as not beers anymore. This is a lie. This didn't happen. But someone sent me this chain, and I went to confirm, and in a group that I participate. I really love craft beer, so that's why I'm telling you guys this. So I always confirm, because I could just send it to everyone else. It was my uncle who sent it to me. And then I told him, like, okay, this is not really true, so don't worry. Keep drinking your beers. That's fine. So, again, confirm information. Doesn't matter from who we came. If you want to pass it on, just confirm. Or you just say you believe in whatever. But don't pass it on. Good? So this is going to be a tool that you can actually relate to. The second tool here is very simple. Reading lists. If you're here working, doing your work, using Sage research methods, and there are friends that are participating on your work and you want to share what you read, or maybe there is someone from outside USP who makes you a question, and maybe you want to reply and give him an idea, you can create your own reading list and put the content that is here on full text into that reading list and share it. Also, you put a name on it. So people could actually come here to this and write down your name and find reading lists. This is very good because maybe you want to help someone, or maybe you're a teacher already and you want to share with your students, and then you can create your own reading lists. So research project planner. This is very interesting. Many times people ask me, will I be able to actually put my content there and then create my project using Sage research methods? No. But you will be able to be guided and have lots of very good readings about what are you going to do with your project, what could be interesting, how can you actually define your research questions, how do I write academically, how do I write an article. So all of these, depending on the stage you are in your research, could be useful. So here how it works. So it tells you that this is a guide, okay? And then you can actually go right away to, for example, I want to help defining the topic of my research. So you have an idea, or you have a question, but you actually can't find a way to put it to a title. So there are very interesting readings here on how can you do it, okay? Same thing, if you want to maybe design the research, there will be comprehensive readings here on how you perform it. Then again, what's a research plan? What's a research design? So everything here is written and can explain to you. And then you can download on PDF. You can watch videos about it. And then you can actually go further into your research and learn more before writing down. Okay? and writing up. Then again, we did the research. We want to try to find ways to write it up. We are trying to do a work, or maybe we want to do an article. What can we do? So here are some ways you can do. How do I write a report? How do I perform my research proposal? And things like this. It's going to be useful for you guys. It doesn't matter if you're in the beginning of your work or in the end of your work. So this will be the starting point. Okay, so you can actually go through it. I recommend that you guys use it a little, that you guys try to match it with your current research. And so it could be very, very useful for you guys. It's a powerful tool and could be very useful. I hope that during this month you guys enjoy it. The use from tomorrow on is going to be on. It's very easy for you guys to find it. Let me just try to find my... I don't know why, but again. These are my details. Okay. This is my contact details. So if you guys want to maybe send me an email and you want to have access to Sage Research Methods later, you didn't have time because you actually were participating on lots of presentations here and you actually couldn't go and do it yourselves, just drop me an email or drop me a line. That cell phone also has WhatsApp, so you can actually send me WhatsApp messages. Give me your email address and I can provide you access, all right? It's good because I wanted you guys just to know what is it all about and how could you benefit from it is another question. This is for you guys to actually go for it and try to apply to your research projects and see if you can use or what are the questions you have on methodology. So it's just actually an information session, really, that you can actually know about the different products. Who here knew about Sage Research Methods now? Did anyone actually go into it and had time to check? No. But before, yeah, in general. Did you see it? Did you have access to any content there, or did you got blocked?
I got while I was at
Oh, there was, yeah, we did like last year maybe. Oh, yeah, we did a trial there at Unicamp. Good. Okay, and was it useful for you? Good. So you see, guys, there is a person that also used. It is useful. I hope you guys go and try to use it. It's simple. Instead of giving you the address, just write down Research Methods Sage on Google. You will find Sage Research Methods. And it's going to be easy for you. If you're on Wi-Fi here, it's going to be simple. It's going to be open until the end of the month. All right? If you have any questions, I open for you guys now. No questions? Okay. Okay, guys, let's then have some coffee and talk a little. All right? Thank you so much for your attention, and hopefully you enjoyed. All right? See you soon.